bags are packed, are you ready to go? This time tomorrow we'll be on the road, riding with you in the sunnier days. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another chapter of Children of Éarte. I just love these people all so much. This is so much fun to hop on. We were having a lovely conversation about the awful nature of time.
Oh my god.
We
all
all
the
need
various
TARDISes.
chapters.
There's
That's
never
Yeah.
enough of it.
Never
Time
enough of it,
management.
but I always look forward to having these 2 hours. This time I always know will be fun D&D time. But before we jump into all of that, kicking it over to Adam for our sponsors.
All our incredible sponsors, starting with Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. You can snag an Electrum chest code on the overlay. It's bouncing around in chat. Thank you so much, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. So many amazing characters in this game, some of which I think most everyone in this group has played some of them, and you can snag those there in that game. And they're always adding new ones also. So check out everything that Idle Champions is doing. Really some great things there. We also have Die Hard Dice, and you can get 10% off any order with the code Éarte. So keep using that code and getting that 10% off. As much as you can, take advantage of that, because they have supplied our cast with, I am now getting to the S's, I think. Like, so this is almost like, this is like the back part of the
I was gonna say,
alphabet.
are we gonna be able to finish the year out with what we
I
have? Are
don't
we gonna have
know.
to start over, or
I don't know. I mean, I may
So
just like,
there's
when we're at
seven
more.
when we're at the
Math.
last episode, I might just drop
Oh,
4
we're
or
gonna have-
5 of them, like in
well, I think we're only gonna have we're gonna get to Y.
yeah. Oh man, that's going to be a disappointment that you're going to have to come
Wow.
wait that long
No,
until
that's anticipation.
2023.
Right. That's the best cliffhanger ever. Come back for the Z.
Come back for the Z. That's it. So Die Hard has supplied our cast with stat stones. That's a nice, simple, straightforward
Oh, that's so
stat
good.
stones for us to roll. And so thank you, Die Hard, for that. And there is going to be a $20 gift card code. Actually, I don't know if they give away cards anymore. Like, nobody prints anything anymore. Digital is the way to go. I'm telling you, digital is the way to go. So you can grab that in chat at some point. A giveaway is going to be going on, so look for the prompts there. And finally, tonight you'll hear the dulcet tones or creepy, eerie wind of Sirenscape, because epic games need epic sound. I am Adam Bradford, CDO at Demiplane, and I am playing your favorite dimensionally displaced, magical superfan, Silas Jordan Sorrell Choo Choo.
Choo choo choo.
Ooh, I like that little ending there. Hey everybody, I'm currently being attacked by my microphone. It literally started falling toward me, so I was trying to like fix it before it completely fell over. Anyway, I'm Alicia Marie. You can find me on socials at Alicia Marie Body. I'm a professional costume creative and performing artist. I'm actually in the middle of a kind of a dream NDA costume contract. So I'm really, really happy. It's keeping me up really late nights, but like we were talking about time earlier, and it's like time management is at an all-time low with this. Tonight, I'm happy to be here, and I am playing, as a reminder, 6'4" Harvard Law graduate Fairuza Armstrong, who currently has a hurt paw.
Aww.
Hello, I am Jen Kretchmer. You can find me on most socials as @DreamWisp. You can find me streaming on Twitch as DreamWispJen. And today, if you are in the US, we have a VOD. If you have not yet voted, please go to your polls. Do the thing, the democracy thing. It's great. But tonight, I am playing your friendly neighborhood troublemaker, Maeve Morgan Flynn.
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. I'm the content coordinator at Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. You can find me on Twitter as OboLauren. You can find me tomorrow on DC Lasser's channel, where I'll be speaking with someone that the Demiplane people know, this Melly DM, I believe. Melly? Yeah. So Melly and DC and I are going to be doing a chat about TTRPG actual play community management, because I've done a bit of that. So come join us tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific on DC Lacer's channel. But stick around right now tonight as I am playing Carolyn Neb Stern, who is also very concerned about Fairuza for a variety of reasons.
Hi, everybody. My name is Hope LaVelle. You can follow me on Twitter at the Hope LaVelle while Twitter lasts. And tonight I am playing your favorite granny for hire, Miss Robin Beckett.
Yay. Is Robin on Twitter?
Nah.
Robin invented Twitter.
Nokia.
She's on Facebook.
She's still on MySpace. Yeah.
MySpace.
Or still on MySpace. Tumblr.
AOL. Instant message.
AOL, I am. Or
Live journal. Robin's got a live journal. Granny for hire.
Live journal. There you go.
You got into ICQ because it was that cute little daisy, and that was the image for it, so that's why.
And I am Deborah Ann Woll. I am your storyteller and creator of Children of Éarte this evening. Thank you so much for being with us. This is the 26th chapter of Children of Éarte. We are, full steam ahead here, to use the train metaphors. So yes, thank you players for being here. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, all of you at home. Please get cozy and settle in for the 26th chapter of Children of Éarte. So last time we spent a lot of time preparing this train, this giant iron horse that is on these rails. And you split up, you found out all the information that you needed, and you feel like the train is hot. It's been warmed up. The lights have just sprung on within the train. All the gears are starting to work. Things are maintained and greased up. Maeve is all trained up and ready to run it if need be.
Trained in trains.
We're left here with let's see. Robin, you had discovered that some of the track was somewhat bent, however, and unfortunately the train, to your knowledge, cannot move forward unless you're able to repair this final piece of track. Now, Fairuza, you had this terrible injury to your arm, but I think Silas came by and made you feel a little better. But there is still something, your friends have been telling you that these sort of strange passages of text seem to come out of nowhere. And I believe we sort of, help me remember, but I think we just sort of ended with the lights popping on and the train kind of warming up. It is in the evening. We're talking like 6-7 p.m. now. It took you all afternoon to get that train chugging, but the steam is starting to come out. Things are warm. The snow is beginning to melt off of the roof of the train. And what would you like to do?
Take a shower.
Take a shower, exactly. That's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Seriously, Silas, as soon as he understands that everyone is okay, he is going to find a shower.
Silas needs it. You can all smell him a little bit as he walks past. He's covered in soot and just, charcoal and really, needs to sort of set himself back to to neutral here. Silas, you disappear into the train and make your way back to your compartment. We'll say this: when you get there and turn the water on, it is still, there's a little, it kind of, spurts a little bit. You can tell that the pipes maybe are not quite warmed up enough. Some of that is still a little frozen down there. So it'll take a little while.
So this isn't like instant water heater?
Unfortunately, no. This is a faithfully restored engine.
So Silas is going to take any towels that he might have left out of his bags and get everything ready. And if he can't find enough of them, he's going to just rummage around for more towels to make sure that he has enough of them for all the things that he needs to do with towels. And so then
let's see. Let me see how many towels you have. Hold on.
This is important.
Yeah. Oh, you're fine. You got 10 towels.
10 towels, yes.
10 towels.
All right, I'm gonna, I am kept in towels for a while. And so with that though, Silas understands that it's probably going to take at least 20 minutes
Yeah.
for, some kind of warm water to
20,
start
30 minutes to really get through
And
a
so,
warm shower.
He is basically timing everything that he can. He's continuing to practice his meditation. He is, basically pacing the undressing to coincide where that process is completed right at that 28-minute mark. And then he's going to just jump right in.
Okay. So Silas disappears, and you all hear a little from underneath the train as those pipes that are trying to draw water, kind of stutter a little bit.
I mean, I guess he deserves to go first, but I wasn't thinking about just jumping right in right away. So now that we got this going, how do we keep it going, Maeve?
Well, we all look at Maeve now,
with
snap and
my
look at her.
train knowledge. Insert train knowledge.
Maeve.
Insert train knowledge. I mean, essentially, yeah, you just have to keep that oven hot and keep feeding it. Now, as we said, you had about half a tank of water and half a tender of wood. You're not entirely sure how far that will get you, how long that will get you, but as long as you keep it stoked, you should have some electricity and some heat.
So I guess somebody needs to stay and do the thing, right?
While each of us take a shower, sort of, I guess, or...
Well, probably all night, but we've been making sure that there have been watches anyway, so now the watches will just include throwing wood on the fire.
Well, and the way things have been going, it seems probably pretty... I don't know. We'll just stay together since things have been happening and we don't really want anyone left alone.
Speaking of things that have been happening, once Silas is done and we're all done cleaning up and everything, we should have dinner and a chance to catch up with things that happened over the last couple hours, because Fairuza is awesome, but something happened and I don't know how to describe it. I know, I'm sorry. I kind of called you out in front of everybody, but everybody needs to know.
Yeah, and Fairuza's sort of just, I mean, she was looking out wherever there's the nearest window because she still can't believe they actually did it. Like,
yeah.
We did it, we got it, oh my God, we actually did it with all this stuff. And the fact that Silas healed my arm, and she's going to turn around when she hears Neb say her name. Yeah, I mean, I guess at first I thought that Neb was, I don't know, imagining things, but I mean, we all saw in the cave something's happening to us, or some eventuality is coming to play. Maybe with me I'm becoming a really bad poet. I don't know.
Or a really good one. I mean, I said you said it very evocatively. And
do you remember what I said? I mean,
well, I got most of the first one, and then I think I got all the second one because I was slightly more prepared. And Neb will pull out her sketchbook where she's written down both of Fairuza's announcements, and will show to everybody and say, so these happened at separate occasions. Fairuza kind of just started looking off into the middle distance, and her eyes got dark, and she said this, and then it was like, for her, it didn't happen. And you're right. If it had just happened the once, I might have thought maybe I was hearing things or seeing things, but when it happened the second time, that's when Silas was there. So
where are you all hanging out? Are you in the engine cabin? Is that the idea? Come from? Okay, great. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I guess when I go take my shower, I'll try to remember what I was thinking when I said these things that you guys are saying. I said, number one, but number two, like, I mean, pretty weird things are happening, and I think we're all saying sort of weird things. Were the things I was saying, like, weird, like truly that weird, or were they like, I mean,
I don't think so. I think the fact that you don't remember is
that's true.
The weird thing. I mean, you're absolutely right, and we don't know if this might.
Well,
not
and
be
you
a
said
bad
her
thing.
eyes changed.
Yeah. Your eyes got like darker.
Well, I will show you guys something I realized I can do. and she's
Oh.
gonna take her glasses off and open her eyes. And when she snaps her fingers next to her eyes turn like green. And then she snaps them again, and they turn yellow. I don't know what this is supposed to do. I can't move things with my mind, and I can't light fireballs in my hand, but I can change the color of my eye. She's sort of casting thaumaturgy.
That's super cool.
And turns back. So I don't know. Maybe it's related to maybe my body's getting used to being able to do that. Seems like a pretty useless spell. Is that what we're calling these things? Abilities? But
I don't know.
Yeah.
Silas is in the shower, and he's the one who has all the video game knowledge about what these things actually mean or are supposed to be called. So we'll have to ask him.
maybe I can shoot lasers out of my eyes. I'll ask Silas.
So cool.
What?
I mean, you can already do all kinds of lightning things. Maybe now you get lightning and lasers.
That would be amazing. Well, it wouldn't be amazing if I couldn't control it or don't remember using it. So we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go take are we all just like staggering taking showers for a reason? Or I just feel I was emptying the dust ash bin, so I think I got hit with a lot.
You're pretty dusty as well. I mean, you're all kind of a mess. Pretty
Yeah.
sweaty, but it's also cold, and there's ash everywhere. And it's you even went down into that cave. I mean, it's been a while since your significant bathing experience. So
Significant bathing. I would really
there's been a
like to
lot
have
of bathing in this adventure. I've never had so much bathing in a campaign before.
I do want to clarify, though, Silas is not a complete, just completely self-absorbed hunk. Like once it gets warm enough for him to get in, he is going to handle business very quickly.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
I do just want to make sure that I'm clarifying that I'm not going to use all the hot water or whatever where other
Yes.
people can't go
Yes.
behind.
Silas is aware.
A little bit less than significant.
Yes.
It's
Just
It's an insignificant
just
bathing
okay
experience.
bathing experience.
Insignificant.
An adequate bathing
A
experience.
short but sweet bathing experience. Well,
Fantastic.
All right.
I think staggering is a good idea. And yeah, we're, like Maeve said, we need to keep the fire going. So who else? I mean, I'll stay and keep
Oh, no,
throwing
don't worry
stuff on the
about it.
fire.
You go. You need your rest. You need to get all clean. I don't mind. I will stay and stoke the fire. It's okay.
Are you sure? Because I think we all deserve a chance to not be. And Neb looks down like she's just covered in grease. She's just covered in oil and grease. Like,
And some of Fairuza's blood as well. I bet.
Yeah. Yeah,
she's
that's
trying
right.
not to look at that part.
Yeah.
Classy
This.
look.
It
Mm.
is.
Go ahead, Neb. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So Neb, you're gonna head back. Is that the idea? And the rest of you will stay in the engine room.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess,
Yeah, I
I
like
guess
that.
I've been nominated to go next, so Neb will
All right.
head on back, and she's also going to be all business of just like get in, get out. She will not wait for it to get warm.
Okay.
She will, because it's only been a few minutes since Silas left, so I assume she gets back to her cabin
Yes.
and is just like, okay, off with the clothes, into the shower, and then is just done. Like,
Okay. Yeah, it's
she's
very fast.
done.
It's very cold. I mean, considering how many times Neb has been hit with freezing water in this last few days, maybe you're used to it. I don't know. Maybe
the
you're
number
toughened
of
up.
people in my brownstone that are trying to all take showers at the same time. I'm used to just taking a cold shower. I mean, I've got 3 other siblings and parents and uncles, and this is fine. This is fine.
So it's
I'm
fast.
just wondering where you're going to find the towel.
I mean, I'm assuming you
Thank
did not
you.
steal a towel from my room. If wrong, then
I
there's
didn't
going to be
steal
significant
anything.
towel experience.
The-
happening.
I
You
just
each
found
had-
10 of them. I don't know where they would be.
You
but-
each had towels in your room.
Okay.
Silas had asked for many additional ones from Augie
That is
way
true.
back,
Mhm.
24
I don't
sessions
know
ago.
what you need those for,
Uh,
but yeah.
And probably found some more, I think, in some of the storage cabinets through when you guys were searching. So he collected towels from everyone but you guys. So yes, you have your own towels.
Perfect.
I think he also took them from room A, compartment A. So there's
The nice monogrammed ones.
some nice
Mhm.
monogram
What?
ones. So yes, there are. Silas is covered. So yes, Neb does her fast and quick shower there. Yeah, so I think at this point, you all can choose if the
Okay.
hot water will start going. You can run in and take showers as long as someone always stays with that engine and keeps it stoked. It doesn't need constant attention, but every 10-15 minutes you just want to check it and throw a little in there if necessary, move things around. So it's just something to kind of keep on your mind that someone should always
Seeing-
be nearby.
Seeing the pace of how things are burning, is there a way to sort of start to estimate what how long our wood is going to last?
Investigation check.
Okay.
Advantaged because you studied.
Studied.
My game's
oh,
for
23.
23 students.
No, 22. Sorry.
Okay, 22. So having read, you do know that the harder the train is working, the more fuel it needs. So sitting here idle, just kind of keeping the train going, you could probably do that for quite a long time. But the full moving train, you probably have about 4 hours with what you have left is your guess, kind of looking in that tender. There's an estimate, but you think about 4 hours of moving train, whereas maybe 8 hours of idle train.
Okay. So we either can stay here for the night, or we can try and go get wood now, because once we start moving, it's gonna need to.
Is it getting dark outside already?
away.
Oh, it's dark.
Oh,
I don't think anybody should be chopping wood at night.
Not even me.
Not even
All
your
right,
very own
so-
lumberjack.
So then we're not going anywhere tonight. We're going to stay here, and I think that we should consider. I don't know what we should consider. Someone else can do the
I
considering.
like this suggestion anyway.
This is
Maeve.
a game master question.
Yes.
So with the amount of wood that we already have,
Mm-hmm.
I was under the impression that it was not an insignificant amount. And,
Yeah, go ahead.
and we think that that's only going to last 8 hours of idle time.
8 hours of idle time.
So are we like literally, I mean, we're going to be chopping every day like it's a job in order to get enough wood. So this is Silas now saying this.
Yes.
Like, if this is how much wood we're going to need for just sitting here, then we are going to be chopping all the time. So my vote is, I think that the Kool-Aid man here could be a really useful ally to us in some way. He could probably just walk through these woods and knock trees down, and then we can just have what we need. So maybe
You want to use Steve? Oh, this is great. You're leading a segue right into what I was going to say. You see, the pocket watches, you guys, the pocket watches. I found one, and I put it on the thing, and there's only one more. We got to find it, and then we...
Wait, you found another pocket watch?
I did!
Wait a minute, Silas, Robin, you guys are talking about animating that thing out there? Reanimating it, I should say.
Sure,
Is that
I mean,
what we're
like,
talking about?
I mean, I think it's friendly. It came here and just kind of waited for us.
And it cleared
came
the
here.
track.
Well, we don't really know if it cleared the track, right? But like, I think it's a
No,
good
but it's a
assumption.
pretty safe assumption.
Yeah.
What if Steve could pull the train for us?
What if Steve
Steve
can
can
just
start
breathe
off?
fire and can just sit in this engine room and just like keep it on fire all the time without any wood?
Wouldn't
We
be
will
the
never
strangest
know
thing I've
unless we
seen
wake
here.
him back up.
That's true.
So where did you find the watch?
Let me think. I have to remember. It was in the boys' room
I can't remember
on
either.
the clean side.
The
Yes.
toilet?
Not the little boys. room.
So
blood pressure.
that means I found mine in the ladies' quarters,
Mhm.
right? In was it an Augie's? Mine was Augie's.
You
And
find it
Silas
on
had
Augie's side.
Gloria's?
Silas has
Gloria.
Gloria's. You found one on the chef's side of the men's quarters.
So then the conductor or the engineer is the last
so-
person?
Wait, which
the-
one
the
are we
other-
missing? We gotta catch them all.
So the other people that were on the train would be Charlie, who was the porter. So he was moving your bags, doing things like that. Then there would be
That's
an
right.
engineer and a stoker who you have not met yet. You don't know them.
Well, I mean, we probably met somebody like in zombie form, right? Who was that?
if there's anybody still on the plane, not plane. If there's anybody still on this train, I don't know if I want to meet them. Do we?
I mean, I think we just did and turned them into little shards of glass, ice, something. I don't know. The zombie.
That was an old man. He had very white skin, white hair.
Do we know what he did on the train?
Shorter man. You're not sure, no. At least not yet.
Mm.
Okay. So we're making a
he was a
huge
stowaway?
assumption here. We're making a giant assumption that Steve would want to do our bidding, aren't we?
Steve could
Yes.
have gone anywhere that Steve wanted to. I mean, he busted out of there. And then, I mean, it might have been Steve that like went and attacked your moose or whatever that time that you told us about. Whatever that big loud thing was out there.
Yeah.
But either way, he came back here and then he's just like, powering down. He's obviously conserving energy because he's probably battery powered or something. And so he's just waiting for us to reactivate. This is how it goes in games.
Children of Éarte merch.
I love it. The
Steve
scenario
Battery
has-
Battery powered Steve.
I love it.
I want like Steve power packs.
The
Phone
Steve, like,
chargers.
what do you call
Now
it?
with arm crushing grip. Wait.
Yes.
Wait.
Removable pocket watches.
Either that or a Steve plushie.
Oh, I love it.
Magnetic.
Yeah.
He's gonna come to life and go, "My name isn't Steve."
And
Why do you
then we'll
keep
know.
calling me Steve?
Well, maybe we should go outside and look at it, like Robin said. Just check it out.
Which element are we missing?
Which one did you find, Robin?
Fire?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've had water, plants, and fire.
Is plants
Steve.
earth,
The motif in the last area appear to be clouds.
Wind, yeah, air.
air?
Well, that is
And
part of the
Silas
trade.
literally starts telekinetically just moving things. Air.
That's part of the
Why?
trade. We haven't looked around. We could try starting there.
I want to go to the caboose. Has anybody been to the caboose yet?
Let's
No.
go.
It was locked and we were thinking about other things, but now that we've got lights and everything, do we think we can leave this for a little while and go check out the caboose?
Let's do it together.
Somebody
But
probably
if
should
something
stay.
happens and we can't get back in time,
Here, I'll volunteer to stay. If you
I
wanna
mean,
check
we
out
know
the
how to
caboose.
restart it,
I can
Mm.
catch it later.
but
Yeah, I mean,
the
it would
power
go
of
down
that.
to embers, and it would take a little bit of extra work to get it heated back up again. But it's not going to go fully out too fast. In worst case scenario, you just lose the lights again.
Well, I don't know how you guys feel about splitting up, but
I mean, I think
Oh,
it
it
makes sense. Just,
Seems
a
to do
couple
a great
people.
job for us so far.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you found Steve, right? So, maybe this time we'll split up and you'll find out how to activate Steve.
I personally will figure out how to activate Steve now.
Well, I mean, sure, yes. I meant the
Oh.
royal you, like all of us
Okay.
together. But if I mean, it was you and Robin who found out how to get Steve going the first time. So maybe this is just the way of things.
All right.
I mean,
I
honestly, it's
volunteer.
going to think we're so rude if it's not named Steve. But
Well, we'll apologize and we'll find out what their name really is, and then we'll go from there. But until then, it makes sense to actually have something to call that being, person, object, whatever. Because otherwise, what are we gonna say? Oh, the big statue over there that.
yeah, Steve rolls
there's
off the
crack.
tongue much better than giant stone golem.
Their
that
name could
is
be Rock.
powered by magical pocket watches. Yeah.
Rocky.
Yeah.
like Hudson.
All right.
I wonder if
It's a
Steve
name.
is a sarcophagus of some sort.
Yeah, there's somebody
I didn't mean
inside
to go
the
dark
golem.
like that. It just thought of. Okay, never mind. I volunteer.
Let's
to
go
be one of
check the caboose out, and then I will volunteer that if we're there for like more than 10 minutes, I will run back to the front of the train and check on the fire.
All right, let's
Okay.
go.
All right. All right.
All right.
All
So
right.
we have to go back out around the
Mhm.
outside of the train to get back.
Unless you want to go
Yeah.
through the pass-through tender, which has that
I
arrow.
don't.
I think we'll.
Okay, so everyone climbs
I don't know why
back.
people don't want to go through this. I mean, it's really not so
Yeah,
bad.
Neb!
I'll follow you. It's fine. I'll follow you.
Not all of us can turn into that snip.
You don't know until you try.
So you make
Fair.
your way out of the engine cabin here. It's freezing. Inside that cabin with the fire, it was really kind of nice and toasty. And as soon as you kind of step out again, oh, it just goes right up and down your spine. As you all begin to put your fingers underneath your armpits or whatever you can do, tense your muscles to stay a little bit warm, and walk down past the side of the tender. You can hear the snow crunching underneath your feet. It's a very clear night. And again, this bright moon overhead, just illuminating everything around you, making everything sparkle just that little bit. As you come back around towards the sort of interior of the train, and are you going to come inside here, or do you want to go around to the back?
I want to go back to where I left my chair.
Okay, that's
like
sort
to
of on
sit
the
down
other
again,
side
please.
of the on the other side of the tender. So yeah, you can climb yourself back up there, and your chair's waiting for you right there.
Thank goodness.
Where you swung around.
It's just
the
like
side
a
of the
sigh
tender.
of relief as I finally am comfortable a little bit more.
Good.
Yeah.
When
Okay.
Fairuza and I did the sweep of the train before we left the first time,
Yes.
was there a way to get into the if it wasn't locked? Was there a way to get into the caboose by going through the train, or did we have to go on the outside?
So like most train cars, there is a door on either end of the car. But unlike, it's not like the baggage car where there's a side door. There's only the two on either end that you know of.
Oh, so we're gonna have to go through the back then.
Through the back
Well,
or through
go through
the inside, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's try the inside first.
Okay. Is
Preferable.
it locked?
So yeah, I mean, as you go through, you pass by your own compartments there, getting in, past the conversation, not the conversation area, the group, communal area. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Through the baggage car, and there you find this locked door that should head further into the caboose. But yeah, it's just got a big bad lock on it. Maeve?
I would like to try and pick that lock if I might.
You may.
Give it a shot.
I'm gonna move out of Maeve's way, and as she rolls by, I'm gonna give a
Cracks her
gentle
knuckle.
squeeze on her shoulder and say, "You've done this before. I have every confidence you can do this again." And I'm gonna offer a little bit of help.
All right.
Thank you.
So yeah, as you come up close to it and you take a little look at it to make sure you're going to use the right tool on your multi-tool there.
It's a 23.
It's a 23. You choose wisely. The rest of you can hear there's a focus that comes over Maeve as she's working on this, and uses one to kind of prop the tumblers at the top as the other one works its way, kind of manipulating the gears until she can spin it, and the lock pops open. You grab the handle, Maeve, and kind of push it, and it slides off to the side, revealing the caboose in front of you. It's pretty dark in there.
Oh, great.
Whoever left did not leave the light on, but in the darkness, you can see that right directly inside, there are two bunks, one bunk on the right and one bunk on the left. They're both messy and unmade. And as it kind of continues down, you can see it's really quite narrow and cramped, but it's almost like a little tiny house. There's these two beds. There's a sink and a stove and a little place to sit. There's some lockers to keep things in. But it's just this kind of narrow corridor down the middle.
It looks like whoever was staying in this room isn't here right now.
I mean, that's good.
Yeah, I hope they weren't just stuck in here for however many days we've been gone.
I see mattresses. I check under mattresses.
Investigation check, please.
Silas wants to try to help with this, and the way
Yes.
he's doing that is as he's kind of walking up behind, he's going to lift the mattresses
Okay.
with his mind, like, a little bit to make it easier to see.
Okay, great. Fantastic. What'd
So
you get?
what am I adding?
Well,
I have a
let's see,
19.
You have a 19. Let's add in, what is your spellcasting?
Charisma, so plus
charisma.
4.
Plus 4.
So
So we're at
23.
23. So as he's lifting up the mattresses and sort of making it easier for you to see in there, you see that it's basically like a metal just plank with a mattress on it. There's really no place to hide anything. There are no pocket watches. There's some dust, some crumbs. Somebody's been eating crackers in bed. But it's really a pretty, no one's hiding anything underneath these bunks.
Mm.
As you're moving though further down, this little corridor, you can see, and you remember this, I think, from some of what your reading is, that in, next to one of these lockers, there are little handholds. And as you look up, you can see the cupola, this little pop-up at the top of the caboose that has a little seat in it so that you can see, up above the train there. So there's that little cupola there above the lockers. There's a little water closet, has a small, chemical toilet in it. And then, as I said, beyond, there's a little banquette and a stove and a little wash basin at the back of this caboose.
And if I go all the way to the back where the door to the back of the caboose is that locked?
That is also locked, yes.
From which side?
Good question. You see like a turn tumbler, so it looks like it was locked from the inside.
I'm gonna unlock it and make sure it opens and say, well, might as well just unlock everything just to be safe, right?
Yeah.
Well, at least until we go to sleep.
What
Okay.
is the floor situation here? Because we know that there was a safe that was supposed to be built in under the floor in one of these places.
Are you talking about the werewolf room?
Silas, we're in
Certainly
the werewolf
that.
room.
Absolutely the werewolf room.
This is the werewolf room. That's hard to say. Wow.
I don't think this is a werewolf room. I don't think they would have fit in here, at least when they made their transformation.
Plus, we'd
Like
see a
too
lot
tight.
of hair, pet hair everywhere.
Yeah.
Well,
and I don't
a
think
little
that
Roomba
werewolves
comes
like
out from the-
crackers.
I mean, I could turn into a wolf, and then this could really be a werewolf room, if you would like. I can make it true for everybody.
While they're all talking, I'm gonna check
Where's
these
the wolf
lockers.
room?
The lockers, okay.
Yeah.
So the floor looks like like pressed on linoleum kind of floor at the bottom. It's probably if you pulled it up, there'd be asbestos, something like that. It's not particularly nice, but it's sturdy. So Robin, as you go to the lockers and start to open them, you see on one side a pair, a bunch of sort of overalls hanging up in there, and a couple of sort of workman's shoes. On the other side, in the other locker, you see more overalls, but these are a little roomier. These are sort of bigger overalls, and the boots are also larger on the other side, but a lot of the same kind of stuff.
What color are these overalls?
These overalls are almost all denim, but you do find one that is white and blue stripes, like a proper train engineer overall.
Oh, that's tempting.
A proper
Worst
ticking
case
stripe.
scenario, you could add a patch.
Add a little personality.
Yeah.
Robin's gonna
One
size
patch per
up
profession.
those
Yeah.
white and blue just to see. Just
So as you bring them, they're too long for you, but in terms of like curviness, they fit your hips, they fit your chest. They kind of feel like they're big, but they feel like women's overalls. They're sort of built for your shape a little bit.
Awesome.
All right. Robin's gonna kind of just throw them over her shoulder and
Okay.
Shopping.
Anything in the pockets?
oh, checking the pockets, of course.
You
Everyone
reach
check
in the pockets. You reach in the pocket, and as you do, you come out with like some receipts, in one of the pockets there. As you kind of begin to open them up and look at them, one is for a birthday card, like a greeting card at the Hallmark shop.
Oh. But where is the greeting card?
Does it have a date on it?
Oh, yeah, let's see.
Sure. It's a few days before you left.
What kind of greeting card is it? Does it say like Merry Christmas? Like what is
This
Oh,
it
it's a
just
birthday
says
card,
it just says
right?
greeting. Yeah, it just says birthday greeting
okay.
card. $4.99 from the Hallmark store in Gravelhurst.
A
This is
birth.
hilarious.
I'll dig through the other overalls and shoes and see, is there anything in any of those pockets? Is there anything in those shoes? Just kind of turning the lockers upside down, as it were.
Got you. Yeah. As you pull
Mhm.
those apart, there's little nubby pencils in some of them, as well as a golf ball. These are the smaller overalls, the slimmer hipped, maybe potentially more male bodied
Yeah.
overalls. They're much shorter than the other ones, but yeah, some little even maybe you'll find a little golf cart. Whoever this is not a very good golfer, but you can see they golf a lot.
I mean, they golf more than me, so well.
What
Silas is
the-
going to start just kind of telekinetically collecting all the pencils and putting them in his pocket, because you never know when you're going to need a pencil. So.
Silas really is a collector, isn't he?
Yeah.
Mm.
There's only about 3 pencils, but you can grab. There are
Okay.
various stages of having been used.
There's a moment, the one that's in my hand you try to take, and there's a moment where I don't let go, and then, well, I got my mechanical one, so here you go. Fine.
I'm sorry. My mind just, kind of grabs things I didn't know you were holding on to. I wasn't trying to take it from you. If you want to keep
So
it,
if your
Bev, you
time
can.
wanders, does it just wander to grabbing whatever
There's
is
no
around?
telling. This is all new to me.
What time of? So obviously it's
no.
winter, but
Mhm.
just because I'm trying to figure out if any of us like that birthday. What's the timing on that?
Mhm.
Do we have a
I
date?
mean, the receipt is from a day or two before you got on the train. You don't know if that's the day of the birthday or not, but that was the day that this
Right.
person purchased this birthday
But
card.
so what was that
Yeah.
date? Just
Oh,
for
actual
context of
date,
where we
day?
are. Yeah, if you don't have it, that's fine.
I
I
don't
know
have
that's
it.
a weird precise fidgety thing. I didn't know if it
all
was
the way
relevant, so I
back.
figured I'd ask.
All the
I
way
will
back.
look it. Yeah.
Winter time.
It's wintry. Yes,
Yeah.
it's a wintry date.
Mm.
I
If
actually
it
think
helps,
I
today is
could
day
figure it
6.
out. I could figure it out. I just can't do it. I will tell you another
Do
time.
not stress.
Okay.
It's a random detail
It's a
question.
great question, and I love it, and I will get it
Um,
for you, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Neb is going to
So-
climb up and go into the cupola.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course,
You're going
Um,
into
yeah.
the what?
The cupola.
the whole
Are you
I don't
just,
know if
are we
Neb
just
knows what
making
that
up
thing is
things
called.
now, or
Lauren
called
is
it that.
Lauren is using the word that Deb used.
Yeah.
Neb goes,
The cupola.
I'm going to climb up there because that looks really cool.
Oh my God.
As you climb up, it is really cool and fun, right? Like there's these little handholds. It's like rock climbing a little bit, and they're built into the bunk and the locker. Like it's really well designed and thought out. And you pull yourself up into this space, and there is indeed a little seat. You can kind of hoist yourself up and plop your bum on this little seat. And as you're up there, you get a 360-degree view. Looking forward, you can see the rooftops of every single car as it moves ahead. You can see Steve just off to the side. You can see where the avalanche came through. Even though it's been cleared, you can see this swath on the mountain of where that was. Looking back, you can see the tracks disappearing into the darkness behind you. It's really quite amazing. It's chilly up there. The heat, is still kind of coming on, and this is all kind of glass around you, so it's quite exposed. But the windows can be sort of propped open, and maybe one of them is a little bit, ajar, so some of the cold air is coming in through there. And even here you can see there's a little holster where clearly like a walkie-talkie would sit, but there isn't one there at the moment.
And is there a roof? Is there
There is a
glass?
roof.
Okay.
The
Can I
roof
see?
is solid. No, there's
Okay.
not. It's not a glass roof, but yeah, there's a little roof there to keep the snow and the elements out. It's just a
Wow.
little cupola.
This is quite the view. You should all come up here at one at a time, obviously. But
Would
this
I
is
fit?
Really,
Mhm.
yeah, I think so. But this
It's
is an
a little
amazing
tight,
view.
but it's built for humanoids.
Yeah.
Such as yourself.
Fairuza is actually reaching over Robin's shoulder at the boots, and she's like, "I'll be taking these."
Yeah.
Pick them up. I mean, my shoes are tight right now.
They're quite dirty. They're definitely used, but they feel great when you put them on. They have excellent arch support, plenty of room for those longer toes to wiggle, and they've got nice steel toes on them. So, walking around, you're pretty sure this is a really good protection with all of this iron and grease and machinery around.
So
Now it's got my arm crushed.
Yeah, it's like your toes would be fine.
Yeah, and if Steve tries it, I'll just kick him in the neck.
Nards.
In the rocks.
Rocks.
Kick them in the rocks.
All right, about how long has it been? If it's been about 10 minutes, Silas,
It's probably been about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Silas,
okay.
you're going to take a run?
I'll be right back. I'll be right
Okay.
back, and I'm just going to take off to check on the fire.
Yep, Silas is going to run back and check on the fire. When you get there, you can add a little bit and make your way back, but we'll see what that timing is in a minute.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm really. I'm usually it's cold. Okay, it's cold, but is it just me or are you guys even colder? It's
So
freezing.
this car.
Mhm.
Does it feel like there is cold weather control here?
It does. Give me a quick perception check, please.
14.
A 14. It feels warmer towards the ground than it does higher up. You know that heat rises, but the heat's only been on for, like we've said, 45 minutes or something. So I feel like it maybe should be warmer.
What I'm trying to get at is we know that there was cold weather proofing that was proposed on the car that has the safe.
Right.
So that's what I was trying to see if there's.
This doesn't
like that.
feel. I mean, it's cold in here, and
Okay.
it doesn't feel like this is particularly well proofed.
Might I go scratch up a little bit of the linoleum?
Yeah, absolutely. What would you like to use to do this?
I'll take out one of my pocket knife.
Okay, great. You get down there and you start to scrape away. It'll take you a little bit of time, but the linoleum just kind of, it just slices up. It's like cork. It's like that kind of softness. You maybe
The asbestos wants to be free.
it does.
Gosh.
Or the silver plating that's underneath.
Or a ball.
As you dig down, you do hit metal, but it does not look silver to you.
Okay, good
If
to know.
anything, it looks pretty much just like iron, like steel. You don't feel like, at least at this level, there's silver right underneath the linoleum.
I've taken
then
a
this would
nice.
probably
Sorry.
be the first car, which has. Oh no, sorry, I'm wrong. Never mind.
This is the caboose. Yeah.
This is the caboose,
Mhm.
which it said task 4 not to include engineer and fireman in caboose, and I might.
It's okay.
Okay.
No worries.
I'm looking at our contract here.
I know you're doing a great job.
Anything.
It's been a long week here. Yeah, long 6
Uh,
days.
A lot of notes.
Yes.
I've taken a really long 360 view and kind of enjoyed the view up here, and then finally climbed down and gone. I'm not joking. You should all definitely take a look. It's beautiful. Anyone tried the duplavaise, as they say?
Oh, no, I have not. Anyone?
Is Silas back yet to hear that?
No, Silas isn't there yet.
I took it's what's
Sorry,
left
Silas.
of the French I took back in college. It's
His
just that one thing. I
Spidey
thought was
senses,
funny.
though, kind of, he goes,
Sorry.
someone is
Get outta
saying something
here.
ridiculous.
Of bathrooms, yeah.
I think that's the one place we haven't checked, right? In here?
WC. Okay.
Yeah.
Text
So
me
yes,
when I
would you
can.
like to check the WC? the
I'll
head?
head onto the head and take a look on inside, just knowing that it's probably going to stink, but we got to check everywhere.
It has a
No.
slight smell to it as you open it, but it certainly hasn't been used anytime recently. It's also been very cold in there, which should help with some of that. You do see some personal effects. There's a very small shaving kit that's sort of on the ledge of the sink as you're looking into the mirror, and a comb. Not a lot of sort of fancy stuff, but a few things. You do see one large like barrette, like clampy barrette, that still has some gray hairs stuck in it.
I'm going to grab the shaving kit to
Mhm.
look in it in a moment. and then I get distracted by the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to breathe on it and see if I see anything.
Oh, yay.
MOARPRBLMS.
I'm just can't help it. Now it's going to be every mirror. I have to.
The mirror fogs up pretty normally. You can write it in. It doesn't seem to respond to you. As you're touching it though, you get the impression it's one of those, like, it's not really glass, it's like child-proof
like
mirror where it's it's even like bendy. It's it's not, it's a sort of safety mirror, I guess is what they would call it.
That makes sense.
We'll say at that point, Silas, you return, having stoked the fire a bit, and can climb in, through the back into the caboose that way because it's all open.
What did I miss?
Nice view. Maeve had some really had some fun with the floor, and I'm checking out the bathroom. And I'll open up the shaving.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll open up the shaving kit just to see what's inside, if there is anything other than shaving things.
So yeah, there's a razor. As you open it, looks sharp. It looks like a good sharp razor. There's
a straight razor or a
straight razor. There's a little round brush, and then a little bit of like soap powder, like old-fashioned soap powder. It feels like almost from another time, the kind that you would mix with a little bit of water to get a lather to be able to shave.
Anyone mind if I take the
shave?
No, the razor. I mean, Silas, if you want the rest of this, but no, I was just going to take the razor. Like, it's a nice razor, and I don't know about any of you, but I've been feeling very much like personal protection should be a thing, and I know I picked up that rolling pin
and
before we left.
Hygiene.
Well, that too, but I'm less concerned about needing the razor for the personal hygiene and more about keeping myself alive.
Nev, you're just going to cut somebody, huh?
Well, hopefully not somebody. Hopefully a thing that comes after us, like those Morlocks.
Oh no.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. No, I'll take the rest of that stuff. I've got, as long as we can keep some electricity going, I've got the good old trusty electric. But, eventually I'm sure that's going to get too dull. It's going to start pulling and all that nasty stuff. So we'll see how long it lasts.
Is there This might be Lauren, who knows way too much about knives.
Oh, no.
Is there a sharpening block, or is there one of those
There is a piece of leather.
There is?
There's a sharpening leather within there.
And I think Neb would know enough about that's how to sharpen this thing, to take that. And then she'll look at Silas and say, well, when your electric goes dull and you want to borrow this, you can.
I'll offer, potentially you watched your grandfather, use it at some point in your young life.
Awesome.
Potentially. Up to you.
So everything looked good up front, Silas?
Yeah, everything's fine. It looks like, I'm sure that when we start, chugging down the track, choo-choo, it's probably going to be a little bit more dicey, but for right now, everything seems pretty normal.
So at the mine, there was the big water tower. Do we remember seeing cords of wood anywhere that were already chopped up? Because if we can only go 8 hours,
there was a stack of wood at the entrance.
Oh, so it's like a waypoint. It's like you just get like your resources replenished when you get to the campfire or whatever.
Well, I was just thinking,
that's exactly how it works in games.
If this train can only go about 4 more hours, even saying that it could go double that, that's still not enough to get around this entire track of the whole week-long tour we were going to take. There had to be places they were going to get more water and wood.
Well,
right?
I'm glad we're not going to have to spend every single day chopping wood for 20 hours just to make this thing go. So,
I mean, I'm an evil DM, but I'm not that evil.
I feel like I'm in high school again.
Why were you chopping so much wood in high school?
Well, my family, it was just something we did to let off steam a little bit. And I was, like I told you, I had a really rough time in high school being tall and super skinny. So I did a lot of steam letting off. It was really quite a bit. So
yeah, it sucks to be tall and super skinny.
Yeah. Yes. Hard. Yeah.
So we don't have a pocket watch though. Nobody's been able to locate.
We're not done looking around. There's a whole kitchen area.
Yeah.
In the
Right.
caboose, they have a kitchen?
They
Yeah.
do. They have a little
Okay.
kitchenette. You're standing right near it. So yeah,
Mm.
Silas back there at the end of the caboose. The others are kind of by the bunks and the lockers and the the loo. Yeah, there's a wash basin on one side of you with a little stove set up, and some little cupboards and things. And then the other side is a banquette with two, benches on either side.
How do you, does it look like the stove? Like, do you have to prime it or?
It's like a little gas stove. As you go over and kind of open up the doors below it, you see a little like propane tank underneath.
Okay, I grill all the time.
Mhm.
Silas does, and so he is going to try to turn the stove on and see if it works.
It works real fast. Pops right on. That gas is good to go. Gives you a nice little hot flame.
Is there any food? Like, is there a refrigerator?
There is not a refrigerator. As you're looking around in the little cupboards and things there, you do see a lot of, again, like meals ready to eat, like a lot of kind of camping food, the kind of thing that you would
MREs?
add hot water to and sort of.
Is there any fully cooked
Rehydrate.
bacon?
Let me find out.
SpaghettiOs.
It's been sitting here for a couple of days.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I
That's a
know.
shame. So I turn it off. I'm
Okay.
mad now.
Silas, there's still the regular kitchen. There probably isn't much left that would need refrigeration that hasn't spoiled, I'm guessing, but there was
Well, I
still
don't
a
know.
lot.
Does it ever get? Yeah, like it may just be frozen now.
Maybe,
Put it
but there might have been enough time in between. Anyway, whatever. We can just check the kitchen and see if there's
Yeah.
anything you want to cook up.
But also having a tank of propane might be a good thing.
Well, we're gonna blow something up. I did that
We're
back
just-
in one of the jobs.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm opposed to that.
You know, in the video games when they like shoot them with guns and stuff, that doesn't actually work. That's very unreliable. But if you turn them on just slightly, just enough to get a little bit going, and you're able to get an open flame near enough to it, that's what actually makes it go up. And it is pretty spectacular, I have to say. This one time, that's how we got through one of these walls that they had completely locked down, unpickable lock. We got through it with a propane tank.
What? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, it was just one of the jobs. You
It's-
have to be careful though, because it is very destructive. So that was like an outer wall. I would never do that anything close enough to the target to what you're actually after.
This also sounds like it's a one-time use thing. So, I mean, good to
Yeah.
have in our back pocket, but also in case of emergency, destroy propane tank, I guess.
Well, I mean, if we
Yeah.
distrust Steve, for instance, it
Or
might
if we
not
say
be.
find a camping stove in the tender or something and want to have a way to prepare food.
Oh, maybe that too. Yeah. Yeah.
But
I mean, we can
sure,
use propane for its
blowing up-
normal uses, sure.
Places is completely the first thing I go to with a propane. Sure.
Says
Actually,
the
it's not a terrible idea.
I was about to say, says the person who wanted to carry a whole bunch of that stuff back from the mine that was all explosive.
As I said, it's not a terrible
Kinda
idea.
nice.
Having it on standby is just
Exactly.
it's a thing.
Use it to cook and then possibly to break
Blow
down
it.
an
Have your
unpickable wall.
meal and blow things up too.
Yeah.
It's preparing. I see it, Maeve. It's preparation.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Is
had
there-
a thought. What if we get the train moving and that wakes Steve up and begins chasing us down the tracks?
Huh. That's interesting.
Well,
Then you'll finally get that hug, won't you?
is it if he just comes with? Is that still chasing? Like maybe he's just gonna come with and follow. That might not be a bad thing.
That's not a bad idea at all. If we can't find the watch like easily, because it seems like that, it's not going to be as easy as the other three. But who knows? We need to search all the train. But if we can't find the watch,
Yeah.
then I agree. Like if we really do think that we have resource replenishment at all the different stops, like in the video games, then we should just go to the next stop, which I guess would be the mine. I don't want to go inside. I don't know if anybody's opposed to that.
Oh,
But we can
no.
go and do the restocking part, and then we can see if Steve comes along. And if Steve is going to follow, if he doesn't follow, then we can always just come back, right?
I'm
Yeah,
not
it's not
coming
that far.
anywhere back, anywhere. And once we leave here, I'm gone, Silas. I'm not coming back here.
No. I mean back to this part of the track. I'm not
Oh.
talking about like back to. I don't know if we're ever getting back on that part. Like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. That seems very hopeless. But I don't know if we're ever getting back to like wherever we're from.
What?
But, well, I mean, like, honestly,
You don't think we're going to get back home?
let's take a step back and think about this. We are on a wild and woolly magical quest to find mirror shards that we are just leaping to a huge logical jump here to say that once we put them back in this mirror, it's going to somehow open the room back to our own dimension or whatever we are right now. Like, there are lots of leaps that are being made there.
Yes, there are many leaps being made by all of us today, I'm seeing. But
Also-
I'm operating. No, go ahead. What were you saying?
Well, we now know that the persons, whoever set this up, knew it was us. This is specifically for us. And so I have to think if they know us that well, then they'll know which of us would want to stay and which of us would want to go, right?
It's true. It's an assumption, but it's quite true, and I'm gonna allow that. I'm gonna allow that.
A lot of what we have to go on is assumptions.
To be very clear, I am fine operating under assumptions, and I don't have anything better to do. So I think getting the mirror shards is an excellent plan. But I'm just simply saying that I don't know if we're going to ever get back.
Well, we're never going to get the next mirror shard unless we find the pocket watch, I think.
It has to be here
Is there anything
somewhere.
in the cupboards?
So yeah, I mean, Silas just did a cursory look for bacon. You are welcome to do an investigation of those cupboards.
Okay.
Silas did a bacon check
Rolling for
and
bacon.
rolled very low.
It's a 13.
A 13. It's a lot of stuff. A lot of it has homemade labels on it that are, kind of peeling off. Again, it's all old tins. It really does feel like it's like from another time. And the only thing you notice is that they're all kind of like strapped in, right? Like, again, like a tiny home or something on wheels. Things have been kind of like secured so that they're not moving around too much with the jerkiness of the train.
Are all of them secured, or is one of them loose? by any
Looks pretty
chance?
secure to you. With a 13, it's seems like they're all the same secured.
When I was in the bathroom and you'd said that the mirror was not really glass,
Mhm.
but like, did it feel like when I breathed on it and then I probably would have just written in my own breath, hi, just for
Yeah.
funsies. When I pressed on it, did it feel like it was a solid piece or did it feel like it was the kind of thing where you could like pull it open and there's stuff behind it? Like
like a medicine
vanity.
cabinet.
A medicine cabinet, yes.
No, it felt solid. It didn't feel like there was space behind it. No.
I think we should go back and check the quarters. I have a feeling I did not do a very good job looking at the men's quarters because it was
mean-
messy.
You did good enough to find one of the pocket watches, so I don't sell yourself short. But I agree that probably is the next place we should go.
You mean our
unless
own
there's something
quarters?
else.
Before we go back, can I just check I know I checked under the mattresses, but
Mhm.
can I just check the beds, the pillows, that stuff before
All
we
that stuff as well.
leave.
Yeah.
for safety?
Yes. Give me an investigation again for that area.
Opposite rolls in the tray. 19.
19.
Ooh.
As I said, the sheets and things were sort of crumpled and well worn and used. All right, I will offer this. As you're going underneath the sort of pillowcases, on the side that appears to be sort of the woman's side, there's underneath her pillow. As you reach under and you think you feel a little something maybe inside the pillowcase, like a stiff piece of paper or something inside of the pillow.
and is it inside of the
Yeah.
pillowcase or is it inside of the pillow
Pillowcase.
proper?
So as you
Okay.
reach into that pillowcase to take that out and look at it, you extract a photograph. In this photograph, you see a very tall, very round woman, white woman with graying salt and pepper hair that's in a long braid down her back. Standing next to her is a very short, skinny, balding man with white hair. You do recognize him as the person you fought in the cabin of the engine. They're holding hands. They are smiling, big, broad smiles. And at the very bottom, it says Al and Al forever.
Oh no.
What'd you find?
This.
Oh.
That's lovely. In a very sad
It would
way.
be more lovely if we hadn't just killed him.
Like
again.
completely exploded.
We didn't kill him. We killed some reanimated zombie ice.
Yes.
Can we
Shark
really
thing.
say that though? Like,
He was already passed.
Yeah, Robin, you said this was the person you saw after the accident, right? In the caboose? Or not in the
Yes.
caboose, in the engine?
wait, what did you say before? Was he dead before, or like was anybody with him?
I mean, there were people surrounding him when he was passing.
Did
I
it
saw
look like
his
her?
spirit lift. Did it? I don't know.
History check.
Yeah. Okay. Where's my 9? That's not good. That's like a 5.
You were pretty, you were looking at what you thought was a ghost, right? I mean, you were quite distracted. He was really the main focus of your attention. He was surrounded by some people you recognized, others that you didn't, but you didn't clock, what the people that the people you didn't already know looked like.
The other people were phasing in and out of existence, and all I saw was his ghostly form lifting out of his body, and I don't know if I recognize this woman. I feel like, would we have seen her on the train at some point if she were here?
I
Oh,
don't know.
We were
Is
only
there
on
anything?
we were only on the train for a little bit before we were put into another part of the dimension world train. I don't know.
We just
what
had
we're
to
calling
get in
it.
that door.
Yeah.
Had to go in room A. A whole lot of people you could have talked to. The chief's not mad though. Don't worry about it.
I mean, Neb licked the door, and thus she needed to go through the door. Like,
Wait,
sorry.
So
Mhm.
so was this Alexander who we met
No,
the first
you
day?
met Alexander. Alexander was an Asian man. He was the
Yeah.
chef. And
That's why I was
you
confused.
you know that he
Okay.
stayed in the room with Charlie. So this is a different Al, as far as you're aware.
So,
So-
we've got. I'm going through my notes right now.
No, it's all
Alexander,
good.
Julian Allen Corbin,
Oh my god.
but I totally had a thought
it's-
and I
Mm-hmm.
blanked on it.
It said Alan Al.
Alan Al
and
forever.
Al.
Oh, is there anything
Alan
written?
Al.
So on the back of the thing,
Back
it's
of the
just Alan
card?
Al forever.
It just says Al and Al forever.
Mm.
It's sort of romantic in a macabre sort of way. Don't you think?
What?
I mean, I
era
don't
of
think anything's
clothing are they
macabre
wearing?
until it's on the other side of like, something terrible happening, right? So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure when they wrote it, it was probably okay.
What era of photo is this? What era of clothing?
It looks
is this?
modern to you.
Modern.
Yeah, it's a color photo. It's modern. They are wearing the overalls. That reminds you, you can see it's the exact same ones there. Well, I'll say this, Silas, now that you're looking at the picture, she looks very sooty. She looks covered in charcoal and ash and
Hey.
dust, and you feel like this is them on the job. I'll even give you're getting the impression he was the engineer and she was the stoker.
Yeah,
They
I
ran this
think,
train
He
together.
was the
I think that they stoked a little bit more than just the train
You know what? Good
from the
for
looks
them.
of it. Yeah.
Good on them.
Yeah, obviously
it,
we're
Al.
very
Smiles
happy.
from ear to ear.
Get it, Al.
It's so romantic, them working the train together.
Yeah.
Fucking
But it also makes sense why we
Each
wouldn't
other.
have seen one of them, because it looks like they're pretty self-sustained back here with everything they needed. They wouldn't have
Also-
wandered into the quarters out of nowhere. Right?
Yeah, their job was to run the train, and
Yeah.
so they were.
But wait,
They-
when they're running the train and they get done with it, then they have to go all the way outside and walk the entire length of the train just to go back to home?
No, they don't. They could go through the train.
Then who was doing the stoking when Al wasn't stoking? Like, did the trains, did it keep going all the time? Like, did people have to do a night shift?
It never stopped while we've been on it, except for, the one time.
It's probably like what we're gonna have to do is there was always just somebody. Maybe they had a main stoker that was their job, but then they had
And an
backups.
associate stoker, yeah.
Assistant.
Yeah. I mean,
assistant
when you have a
pilot.
job that has to be done 24 hours a day, then you can't just have one person do it.
That's very
No.
true.
Redundancy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
So listen, if we're going to look for the watch
Yeah.
in the quarters, then I think that's great. And I volunteer as tribute to go and make sure the fire doesn't go out.
Very good.
Okay.
I
Because I'm
say
not
let's
good
go.
at looking for things. My pops used to tell me that I couldn't find my own head if it wasn't screwed on my shoulders. So
Maeve, as you're looking at this picture, just give me a perception.
14.
As you're looking at the bed and the way everything is, and there's even a little ledge off to the side, it feels like everything has been kind of thrown, like when the train stopped suddenly, everything was kind of thrown to one side of the bed. And you're wondering if just things might be a little out of place.
Just remake the bed a little bit.
Yeah, as you pull it back, and and you're finding like a pair of glasses, and you find a little cup, things like that have been kind of tossed to one side, and it just gives you the impression that maybe this whole car has been a little tossed up.
Can I look along the edge of that side of the car?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me an investigation check, please.
Can I help with that? I'm very
Yeah.
specifically thinking of when we came to a stop,
Mhm.
everything
Mhm.
would have shifted in the direction that we had stopped in. So
Inertia.
It's a natural 20. So
Natural
it's a 23 before
Yay.
anything I was going to get to help with.
Okay. Are you, what is your help then, Nev?
well,
Just an intelligence.
+3.
+3, so 26.
26.
So you get, you're rolling up and down this caboose and kind of pulling things. You're noticing, yes, everything, even the stuff in the lockers, all of the hangers got kind of shoved to one side, and everything's been kind of moved. And as you make your way down towards the banquette, this area, finally now you look down on the ground and you see cups and plates and food. Silverware has all been sort of knocked off of the table and underneath the bench on one side. And down in there, you also think you see a card sticking up from inside that mess.
And reach in and grab it.
As you pull it out, it is a birthday card. On the front, it says, "Happy birthday, old man." And it has a big picture of a smiling, older gentleman missing some teeth. As you open it up and look inside, it says, "Dear Al, happy birthday, my sweet. 70 years is a feat. I've a gift just for you, and it starts with a view. Climb up and you'll see it begins with a key. From Al."
I immediately look up the little the place that I
Cupola?
was. Well,
Is
Maeve
Maeve-
doesn't know what it's called. She's
No,
like,
no, my God.
do we think? I mean, I was too busy looking outside because the outside view, but I'll scramble back up. And
Did you read that out loud?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yes.
Oh,
Maybe
well, yeah, I was
That's what I
assuming.
was
And
wondering.
You have that and can throw it in chat so I can.
Yes, I mean,
be awesome.
anytime you want it, I will say it again for you. So, happy
Mhm.
birthday, my sweet. 70 years is a feat. I've a gift just for you, and it starts with a view. Climb up and you'll see it begins with a key.
Oh my, 70 years.
Aww.
Halfway up, Neb stops.
Looking around the cupola, yes.
Yeah, and then she'll continue. And yeah, this time instead of, ooh, look at the view,
Mhm.
like look under the
Mhm.
chair, look
Mhm.
around the feet, look,
Great.
there was the place where the walkie-talkie would go, look inside that. Kinda
Investigation
just,
check, please.
sure. Oh, 11. It's
11.
It's still the outside is still very tempting.
The outside is very tempting. Yeah, you stick your hands inside. There's like a little, where the walkie-talkie goes. You come up with nothing. You're feeling underneath the chair. You come up with nothing. Whenever all the metal, all the steel is still kind of cold. The heat is still sort of making its way up there.
Can I check the pockets on the men's overalls?
Yes, that was what Neb had checked as
Oh,
well.
okay.
It came
I'm
up
sorry, I
with
thought-
gulp materials.
Got it.
But if you would
And
like
the
to do
women's
an
overalls?
investigation, like a specific investigation of the locker, you could do that.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, looking for something like a key ring or
Mhm.
something like that.
Gotcha.
19.
19. So we'll give you both lockers with that as you search them pretty thoroughly. The men's locker, as you're beginning to go through there, you find, lots of again, little bits of paper, just somebody who, always cleaned out his pants and just kind of threw it in the locker. And a lot of it's sort of deteriorating, but nothing of great value or note. Over on the woman's side, Lady Al's side there, in this area, you find a notepad with some pages that have been ripped out. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Hmm.
Do you think it's some sort of treasure hunt? Like what do you call them?
Scavenger hunt.
Yes. Starts
You
with
mean
a
like-
key, ends with a bang. I don't know.
A naked, sort of reverie or something.
What kind of bang, Miss Robin? Wow.
Sounds like Fairuza's on the same page there.
Calling from upstairs, I'm like, well,
Yes.
that picture did look like they were very happy.
It did look like
Very much in love.
they were working the train. Yeah.
Is there any,
So-
can I see any imprint of the writing on the notebook?
You want to do like one of those scratchy
yeah, like an
things?
etching,
Like that? Etching
you
on
take
it?
one of the pencils and
Yes. Give me. No, let's just say you can just do it. As you go through, you do see some imprint. It's not decipherable. It's too many layers down to really have got it. But yes, there's writing. This has been a well-used pad. You're definitely feel like you're on the right track with that.
Ooh.
I just want to say Silas doesn't know how long it's been, but I am really conscious of making sure the
Yes.
fire has not gone.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
I
I
will
don't
make
want
sure
to lose
Thank you,
electricity.
Silas.
I will.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, Silas.
He will
We,
run back if he feels like he
yes.
needs to.
Yeah.
It's been like 15
Silent.
minutes.
Noted. Silas is on top of it. Anything?
Well,
Yeah.
I
Go.
don't see anything up here. I've kind of looked all
Nothing?
over. I mean,
Oh dear, would you mind if I had a look at the view? It
Oh,
seems
absolutely.
Like a
No, you should.
starry night.
I've been thinking about looking at the stars the whole time, but yeah, and I'll climb back down.
And that's
Okay.
Robin's way of
Mhm.
nicely.
Move over.
I have bifocals.
That young one.
This was a 70-year-old who hid this, and so
Cute.
I know how to find it. Yeah.
All
You
right,
keep
Robin.
rolling too low. Move it now.
Would you like an investigation check, please?
Yes. Okay. That is an 18.
Can I help
21.
in
21. You get up there and you decide you're gonna sit on the chair. She's like, that's what you're looking around. You keep looking at that slightly ajar window, and you realize it's right at your arm height. And just on a whim, you sort of stick your hand out and wrap it up over the top of the roof. And as you do, you feel a little bit of duct tape and the little feel of a key taped to the roof of the cupola.
Yoink.
You pull it off. It's real frozen, but you're able to dislodge it, and you pull it inside. There's a very small gold key, and attached to it with a red ribbon is another little note. And it looks like it's been written on the paper that came from the pad that Maeve showed you below.
This is so exciting. And I'll read it.
As you open up the note and read to the rest, you read, "So you found the first clue, and now what to do? Try finding a lock, but be careful, tick-tock. Time might just run out if you sit there and pout."
Oh, and I'll read that to everyone. Ah.
As soon as Silas sees Miss Robin come down and like expose the key or whatever, with minor illusion, he makes like the da 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 da, like the sound in Super Mario when you hit the flag.
Yeah. What do you
Oh,
think?
Miss Robin, where'd you find that? That's
Oh,
amazing.
You know, just a, you know, definitely. You dislodged it from me. You didn't even notice.
That's very kind of you to say. I'm glad that you were able to find it.
What do you guys think? Obviously, we're looking for a clock of some sort. I know
Didn't we have a
looking-
grandfather clock somewhere in the other part of the train?
In the room where we all had dinner.
The room where it happened.
Right?
Let's
I
go.
remember there was- yeah.
It's sort of sad though that this means that he never found what she planned for him.
Yeah, and honestly, all we're gonna find at the end of this is some naughty lingerie or something. And so, like, I don't know why we're doing this, but I mean, what
You
else?
know how expensive lingerie is.
It's very true. Very true.
You don't want to go on my lover's treasure hunt?
Yeah, let's do it.
If that's all we find, then we've at least fulfilled this last treasure hunt for her.
I made you go through caves and fight Morlocks, and now you're like,
I don't want to find those handcuffs.
I don't want to do the romantic
French
subplot.
lace.
Hey, handcuffs would be useful. Let's hope for handcuffs.
Robin
is sort of like
if it is lingerie, at least that means we've got more underwear, right? We've got a limited supply of underwear.
We're gonna need it.
Exactly.
by the way,
garters
did
for all
Silas
kinds
after
of
his shower put on new pants, or did he go back into the dirty silk?
He definitely put on he
Or
put
new
on
shorts, I guess.
shorts, new shorts.
Okay, yes. You have
And
all
then,
your old clothes available.
And then
to you.
at this point in time, at some point he's going to basically bring up to Miss Robin, like, Miss Robin, I've got a lot of holes in the pants that you. He wants them repaired, but they're not in great shape right now.
Okay.
Robin is going to, if Maeve still has that card, she's just going to ask for it and kind of read over it, if that's okay.
I'll hand it off.
Okay. Robin's just going to kind of whisper to herself, and I'll make it my goal to figure out this puzzle for you, because you could not. And she's going to keep the card.
Okay.
Well, do we want to check out the clock?
Tick-tock, let's go.
Yeah, the clock and then well, yeah, that sounds good. We'll do that. The clock's good.
Okay.
I mean, that's where dinner was anyway last time, right? So maybe dinner happens like around the clock.
That's what I was hoping a little bit, but yeah.
So as the party makes its way towards the dining room where the clock is, Silas, you can run up front and check the fire, make sure that's doing well. So the rest of you pass by the, all of the crew quarters, moving back through the curtain that has the, authorized personnel only, and into the main dining area. As you get there, yes, there is a big grandfather clock up against one of the walls. Robin, are you leading the way? Does that feel appropriate? So yes, Robin, as you get there, it is a large grandfather clock, and indeed the front panel has a tiny little gold lock on it.
Won't waste any time. Right
in, turn, it clicks, and the front door swings open. Back in there behind the bars that are still sort of working, there's, still a swing to that, the bottom of that grandfather clock. Again, duct taped to the wood behind all of the gears, you see a wrench. And wrapped around the center of a wrench is a piece of paper that matches the one that Maeve found oh, we lost Robin. She was so
Robin,
she's
Mind blown.
She just went straight
mind
into that clock.
blown.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like Narnia. You just
It is.
Yep.
It
As
is.
soon as you said
The
it's
last
like the right
unicorn
decision.
who will never return from time.
She
and
grabbed
space.
that wrench and was gone. That's all she needed.
Oh, she's okay.
We'll give her a moment before we go much further on.
Maeve will go check the
yes.
bar and restock a little bit.
Absolutely,
while
Maeve.
we're in here.
I mean, that stuff did not freeze.
Yeah.
It is looking good. You can clearly refill. If you do, if you did want to go and sort of cook yourselves up a little bit of a meal, we could do that while Robin is
There she is.
finding her way back to us. Yeah.
Baby's down.
How was
for a
Narnia?
second.
My entire screen just went white. I don't know what
Oh.
happened.
It was
The
Narnia.
magic was
It
so
was
powerful.
Narnia.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Well, at least
What
you got
did
out
Bring
of
us
there
any
quick.
Turkish delight.
So yes, they were restocking some alcohol, they were looking at some dinner, but you were focused very strongly on this wrench that is duct taped to the inside of this grandfather clock.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna gently pull it out to not destroy anything with the wood, because duct tape is, it's pretty strong stuff.
is.
So
Mm.
pull it out.
Okay, you sort of, pull up the tape as carefully as you can and pull it out. And as you unfurl this, you got this nice, heavy, solid wrench in your hand. As you unfurl that note and kind of open it up, you see again more writing. This one says, "You're closing in, dear. One more and you'll cheer. The future looks bright, even in the dark of night. So open the hatch and the last clue you'll snatch."
And she'll read this aloud as people are, looking around at stuff. And the hatch. There's many hatches on a train. What do you guys make of it?
There are.
Well, what hatch needs that wrench?
I'm sorry, what
Is
was
it-
the last line of it?
So she reads it again. "You're closing in, dear. One more and you'll cheer. The future looks bright, even in the dark of night. So open the hatch and the last clue you'll snatch."
Is the wrench like normal size? Is it one of those big ones from where we were doing stuff on the engine of the train?
It looks like a standard wrench. In fact, Robin, you look down and it says like number 5 standard wrench.
Is Silas still in the fireplace? Or...
Silas, you can return now.
Okay.
Silas is no longer in the
So what did I miss?
We'll read it
Fast
for
forward.
you. Yeah, fast forward. You.
Fast forward, yes.
So what if that means that it's like, it goes all night? We were just talking about this. Maybe the train goes all night. Maybe the last clue is in the fire.
Or maybe.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Or
Maybe. What else? It speaks of dark in the night and light.
yeah, it's very specific that there's
Does-
dark.
Hatch.
Does the train have a lamp up front?
It absolutely does.
Well, shall we go check it out?
Yes.
I was just up there. Yes, let's go.
All right,
But
you
you
all
have a wrench now, did you?
I didn't.
a classic standard number 5 wrench. Yes, you guys make your way off the train and again through the snow. Now excitement is kind of bubbling up inside. You're following the clues. You come up towards the front. There's that cow catcher at the very front, that little thing that pushes forward. And way up there, it's quite high. You're talking like 8 feet up there, 10 feet up. You're gonna have to climb up a little bit, but there at the front there is a glass hatch in front of an sort of gas lamp, oil lamp, right up at front, and it does look like a standard number 5 wrench just might fit those bolts.
Wait a minute.
Hey,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This seems a little bit too perfect for us, doesn't it?
Actually,
It
I
was a
think
birthday.
You're a very skeptical person.
actually, the more
Law
perfect it
school
is,
did it to me.
the more perfect it is, the more I think it's supposed to be this way, right? Because, I mean, I'm going on the continued assumption this was made for us. So either whoever made this whole thing, who knew we were going to come here, knew we were going to follow this, or if we hadn't gone into that room yet, maybe Al would have found it and we would have just found his walk
Only one
somewhere,
way to
so-
find out. And
Yeah, I don't-
Silas is going to try to jump up and climb. And as he's doing, like if he
Yes.
sees the wrench anywhere, he
Yes.
is going to try to just grab it telekinetically as he is starting to climb and carry it.
Like Robin
Oh.
has the wrench, so
I'll let
Robin.
go.
Yes,
as-
Okay.
Watch it,
yeah.
Robin.
The wrench goes up. It's it's a little tough. These are tight bolts, but they are bolts that are often undone. So your telekinetic powers are strong enough to put 50 pounds of torque on there and get them sort of singed off, screwed off, and the hatch opens. There is like I said, like an oil lamp in there that once lit will shine quite brightly, and you think you see a little piece of paper duct taped to something behind the lamp.
I am going to, with my mind, pull back the duct tape. Now, duct tape's strong, but I think I have enough pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm
Finesse.
going to grab the whatever is behind
Yes.
it, tape and all. I'm just going to
Yep.
take all of that and float that down to everyone. And then he's basically, as he's saying it, he's like, "Please be handcuffs, please be handcuffs."
It is a small crowbar, and taped to it is another piece of this paper. As the
Robin
crowbar
will read
floats
it.
down, Robin will grab the crowbar and pull the piece of paper out. It reads, "It's the end of the trail with one more detail. If you want all the glory, just remove the old story." And the old story is in quotes. "And there you will find my love is entwined." So I read it once more. "It's the end of the trail with one more detail. If you want all the glory, just remove the old story. And there you will find my love is entwined."
Oh, it's so romantic.
That's very
Even though one
sweet.
of them ended up being a zombie in the end, it really is romantic.
Mhm.
I mean,
Hi,
listen, we
wow.
haven't found the other owl, so she might be a zombie too. So we need to be careful.
All I know
She
is
was a lot bigger than
No,
Boy Owl.
I'm like, I don't think so.
She might be a more formidable zombie.
well,
The
I
old
mean,
story. Was there a book on the bookshelf?
we
in
might.
in their room. Sure, yeah. There's some like old paperbacks back in the caboose.
Oh, I was thinking in the library.
The library.
area.
I mean, there are lots of books in that library. Like I said, Robin was reading all the good beach reads last time.
It's a crowbar.
It's a crowbar.
Is there a plaque on this train everywhere talking about like, oh, this used to be this train and now it's owned by this company or something?
There was, wasn't there?
I don't know about a plaque. There was a pamphlet at the beginning that gave you kind of a history. There are definitely books of the history of the Northern Heritage Line. Yeah, nothing, I would say nothing that's really popping to mind that would require a crowbar at this point.
It's obvious. It's we find the book, and then behind the book on the bookshelf there will be something like a safe, and we got to crowbar it open. Obviously.
How big is this crowbar actually? Now that I'm thinking
it's
about
a
it.
it's a cute little crowbar. Hey, why don't you give me an investigation check of that crowbar?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a
was the map-
14.
Mm-hmm. Be right back, Maeve.
Was the map mounted on the wall?
No, I mean we talked about it being in the pamphlet. Again, there was like an informational kit, that you all received at the beginning of this trip. So Neb, with your 14 looking at this crowbar, it's cute. It's like a foot long, a little bent at one end. It's definitely, not for heavy duty jobs, but has a little heft to it. And you also notice there's also some writing along the side, and it says, number 18 written in the side of that crowbar, etched into the metal.
I didn't even know that crowbars came in different sizes, and this is adorable. And apparently, this is like the wrenches. It's the number 18. Does that mean anything?
To work.
Mm.
The old story. Well, first, maybe we just figure out what is the old story.
That you would need a crowbar to.
Maybe it's the werewolf room because it's like a story of a house.
Old story.
I just really want to get in that room.
You all see the smoke coming out of all of their ears.
I was say, at any point you can do an investigation check for a hint. This is never a
Something
totally stump
I
you.
want to.
No, we've got this.
You're welcome to take as long as you
Yeah,
want.
seen on
what
the
is it?
train.
Always
What
not.
is
We'll
it?
figure it out.
We were talking earlier about how this train had been refurbished in
Yes.
order to be like it was.
Yes.
Is there any place obvious on the train that is still original, that hasn't become the ship of Theseus and has been replaced?
Well, compartment A,
The original room.
the room no one could get into.
Yeah.
Well,
That is
it
not
wouldn't be
refurbished. That is original.
Yeah, but Al wouldn't have sent Al into that room because
Al
nobody
couldn't
can
get into
even
that
get in
room.
there.
Yeah.
What if
Unless
it
you
said
have
something
Cobra.
about entwined? You entwine.
I mean, I don't know if I want to know what
Is
that
it
means
the ivy plaque?
in this context.
The Ivy plaque.
Oh, it wasn't a plaque. It wasn't. Never mind.
That's okay.
No.
It was the reflection.
Yeah.
Can you read it one more time for me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the end of the trail with one more detail. If you want all the glory, just remove the old story, and there you will find my love is entwined.
Oh, I feel like there's a lot of clues in there. All right.
Yeah.
End of the trail.
I'm getting
Maybe
really
that's a-
deep with it, you guys. I mean, I'm
Was-
like, Glory. Her name was Gloria. Stop me
Wait.
now.
What's the name of? Does this train have a name?
This is the Starlight Special.
Right. Okay.
On the caboose, when we had kind of walked around it on the back, was there anything on the back of the caboose? Like
There's a little iron, I'm gonna forget what they're actually called, but like a little, iron linkage with a place you can sit and little porch kind of back there. Little coupling, porched coupling.
I don't know if I'm thinking of the right thing, but it's not here, so I'm gonna head back to the back of the caboose and go take a look there.
I'll go with you.
Then I'm gonna
Robin follows.
head off.
As you head back towards the caboose, at the back you see again it's a little iron porch with the coupling underneath, so there's a little place you can sit. There are two little stools back there, and a ledge on the windowsill. You even see, could be a good place to put a coffee cup if you were so inclined. What are you looking for? What would you like to do?
Well, I think Neb is looking for something obvious to wrench or pry
I
open.
see. Okay.
Um,
Investigation.
Story.
Okay. Man, I'm just rolling not well. 12.
12. I mean, it's all hard iron here. Nothing is sort of obviously pryable. This is definitely, made to last here.
Yeah.
This is, this is not a heavy duty crowbar. This is, whatever it's going to peel away is going to be pretty easy.
Hey Jen, will you copy that into the chat?
Yeah.
I can as well if you need me to.
I'm going to look over at Robin and say, well, I'm not seeing anything obvious. And I'd like to stand on top of one of the benches
Yeah.
and just kind of peer around and see if I see anything else from that viewpoint.
Yeah,
'cause
give me another investigation.
at least one of these people was incredibly tall.
That's true.
And so she's gonna assume some things. And when she gets onto that bench, as she's thinking about, oh, I should have brought Fairuza with us because she's really tall, and Fairuza would have helped, but I got Robin, and Robin's gonna be a lot of help. Oh, but it's gonna be okay, and I'm gonna give myself a little support
Okay.
That's awesome.
because I keep rolling single digits like that. 8, so that is a 10.
A 10.
It's very pretty up here.
Here's what I'll give you with a 10. It is pretty. You do see something wedged, like in some of the, like up above in the awning over this thing, but you can't reach it and you can't see what it is.
Hey, Robin.
I'm way ahead of you. You want to get on my shoulders. I'm here for it.
That wasn't where I was going, but can you join me on the bench? Because you're taller than me.
Only by about 4 inches, but okay.
You know what? Those 4 inches may make all of the difference.
All right.
Do you see that up there? Can you see what that is? I can't tell if it's just part of the train or if it's something odd.
So as you step down and Robin steps up, Robin, you get a little more vantage on it, and it looks like a rolled up magazine, maybe.
Oh, it's like geocaching. I love it. I'm gonna reach for it. and
All
try to
right,
pull it out.
as you pull it down, another one of these stubby little pencils falls out. And as you unroll it, it's a book of word problems. And as you kind of look through and compare the handwriting to the handwriting on the notes, it looks like Girl Owl, Lady Owl, is into word problems. She's been sort of going through this book of puzzles and word problems.
Is it kind of maybe
What a sadist.
we put together that she would sit back here and do
Yeah.
puzzles?
Do her
Yeah.
word problems, her word puzzles.
Robin will flip through it. I'm not
Mhm.
really expecting to see anything, but she's learned this about.
Yeah, give me an advance. Just give me an investigation.
Okay.
Let me see what I would.
No,
Make sure.
10.
Nope, 10. Okay.
Well, it doesn't surprise me that she would like puzzles because, I mean, this whole scavenger hunt thing, that this is very up her alley.
You know
But-
what, Neb?
Hmm?
I sure wish I could have done this for Harold on our 70th. Isn't it just perfect?
It is kind of a lot of fun. I never would have thought to do something like this for somebody.
I hope that one day you will.
Maybe one day, but if not, I'll keep it in mind. If you were gonna hide something for Harold, what would you hide?
That's a loaded question.
She says
Reminder, this is a
innocently.
PG-13 stream.
She's completely like loving them innocent, super innocently.
I would hide his favorite children's book. We used to read children's books all the time. It was so wholesome and made perfect bedtime stories. He had this one about a cow jumping over the moon. It was such a wonderful little story.
That's so
I'm
nice
getting
we
it.
read to each other. No. It's been nice to kind of take my mind off of all of everything going on.
Did the rest of you go back
Yeah.
with them, or are you
I was going to
something...
say
Yeah.
if we allow
Mhm.
it, Silas
Mhm.
eventually gets back there and
Mhm.
probably comes in right on the book, and then he's just
Okay.
going to pot shot. And he's like, "Mine was the monster at the end of this book. That Grover,
that one,
like,
Silas.
that is the best one. Did you ever read that
You
with
read that
Harold?
all the
I
time.
remember that.
Did you ever
know
read that with
you
Harold?
are so
Miss Robin?
strong.
Which one is that?
The
The
one where
monster at
Gro-
the end of this book.
No.
Don't turn the page.
I
Don't
am
you remember that whole
scared
thing?
of
Yeah.
monsters.
I was more of a hungry caterpillar.
It was that one and the Giving Tree. The Giving Tree.
All the
Also
Shel
a good book.
Silverstein books were amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Look at
You
us.
didn't know you were getting that here tonight, folks. All the recommendation.
That
I-
was some nostalgia.
I have this old book of Where the Sidewalk Ends with all of those poems that I would read
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
My favorite haiku is from that.
Love it.
On my frog's smooth round belly there lies no button.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That's cute. I
Well,
like frogs.
So are you all at the back of
So-
the caboose together now, or?
I thought Neb and Robin went together, and
Yes,
the three of
and
us stayed
Silas
like
did.
with our food. I don't know.
Okay,
Silas
so
made his way there eventually.
Fairuza and Maeve are still in the dining room. Okay. Or no, or you were at the front of the train, but maybe you went back to the dining room. Is that what you're suggesting?
So we had met at the clock, did the clock thing. Those two took off, and then the rest
You
of
went
us.
to the lamp. Well, no, you were up at the front of the
Yeah.
train with
Yeah.
the headlamp for the
Yeah,
train.
That's it.
So then they went back to the back. So yeah, Maeve and Fairuza, where would you have gone?
Okay, so Fairuza's just gonna. She's like, I mean, I know we've gotten everything going, but I'm still really cold in here. Like it's freezing. I'm gonna run back to my room, and I mean, the beds might be too short, but the blankets are really fluffy here. So I'm gonna go get my blanket. It's just I don't know why I'm so cold. And she's
Okay.
gonna get up and go to her room.
Mm-hmm.
And so she goes in her room, and she's sort of looking around, and she snatches one of the blankets off the bed, and she puts it around her. She's like, "What the heck?" And as she's giving her to leave the room, she sort of passes by her mirror,
Mm-hmm.
and she looks at her face. She's like, and she's sort of thinking to herself, "Yeah, I know there's a really good esthetician that was on Fifth Avenue, but I think she moved her offices to the West Village. Yeah, I can see her. She can definitely get rid of this." And while she's sort of looking at her face, it's almost like imagine someone like steps forward and faces her in the mirror. And it looks just like Fairuza. But this Fairuza, she looks like she's really pale. Her eyes are darker. Her hair is darker. And Fairuza is just sort of standing there in shock, looking at herself in the mirror.
You notice that while you felt like you were sort of making expressions and looking at yourself, the person looking back to you is very blank. There's a tightness to her features. She looks just like you, but she looks like someone who never smiles.
And there is like a scream sort of caught in Fairuza's throat. But right as she's about to like do something, the Fairuza behind the mirror brings up her hand and goes and disappears. And it's Fairuza herself.
And you realize, without even knowing it, you have also raised your hand, but a moment later.
She wraps the blanket around herself and goes to join Maeve and Silas. Much better, you guys. You didn't feel the chill in here?
I wear shorts in the middle of the winter, so no.
That's true. Why am I asking you? Oh, goodness. Oh.
Robin and Neb, are you going to stay where you are? Do you want to return to the group? Maeve, did you want to, you found this book of puzzles? Is there any place further you'd like to go at this point? Maeve, go ahead too.
In the book of puzzles, there isn't one called The Old Story, right?
Well, so far, have you followed them
I guess
back?
we haven't gotten back together yet.
But you can have gone to investigate, or they can have come to you, whichever you prefer.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I don't care. either
Neb
way.
and Robin, you would have returned.
Yeah, I think Robin would be leading Neb back to
Okay.
where all the books are. I think
Silas feels very useless.
Mhm.
So he is just kind of wandering back and forth, and he is seriously, this is what he's doing.
Yes.
He's looking for opportunities to physically interact with things. So he's like, if people are like looking in places, he's like trying to
Okay, you're just
telekinetically and
helping-
physically trying to do it, because
Gotcha.
this kind of stuff he has difficulty focusing to this degree to try to find things.
Gotcha. Okay.
I feel
Hang
like
on, I
Robin
want to
leads.
try something, but I think
I think
Well, so
Robin
do a
leads
gem
Neb
puzzle
back
thing.
as we all start having the discussion about Shel Silverstein and the giving tree and everything. And that's how we all talk about that in that moment.
Exactly, as you return. Meanwhile, Silas is sort of opening and closing cabinet doors and things as you're walking. Curtains are sliding telekinetically.
Seemingly randomly.
You all seem to kind of come together again in this lounge where there is all the books and where it's again, the train is really starting to warm up now thanks to Silas continuing to stoke. It's starting to kind of finally get warmer. Fairuza returns, and Neb and Robin show the rest of you this book of puzzles, sort of half done, pretty well used and loved.
Did you need a crowbar to get it?
No, we didn't
No.
actually. Crowbar.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
if this is...
I think I've got it. I think I might have it. Hang on.
What does Maeve have?
I just need a second to go through this.
When
Take
she
all
gets
the
this
time you need.
excited, it's normally really good.
Old story.
It's
I just really hope it's handcuffs, Honestly, they have a use.
If you say so, Silas. If you say so.
No, all
since
I'm
we're
saying is if we
Yes.
come across like a Morlock just out and about, and we don't want to just like kill it, we could like just tie it up, restrain it.
all right. If you want to get that close to one of those creatures, sure. But
I don't want to.
yeah.
Did you guys ever learn the trick of how to get out of handcuffs?
You break your thumbs. I've done that a couple of times.
Oh,
That-
you
I mean
mean-
that
That was
just locate them.
Robin,
like, seriously.
You used to, didn't you say you were a magician's assistant at some
Ah,
point?
yes, I was.
Ah. Well, you'll
I mean,
have
that
to,
probably would've
if
been
we find
easier.
Silas's handcuffs, you're going to have to show us how to get out of handcuffs, because I feel like that's going to be a thing we'll need to know now. And Neb wants to wander over to where all the books are and just kind of scan through them. And she's half scanning for something that will help in this situation, but also she's been thinking about looking for a book or information about this area and the wildlife that would be in this area.
So yeah, investigation.
Robin's gonna help, not in the book of wildlife, but
Okay.
she's also looking for
Right.
something in there.
Okay, great. So we'll add your intelligence bonus.
Well, I finally rolled a double digit here, so 17.
Plus
17
3.
plus 3, 30-20.
Dirty 20.
You absolutely find a book on wildlife, and you even find a little old journal with some writing in it that has someone's been taking notes on bird watching. Someone else, another traveler, in a previous trip here, has been taking some notes on bird watching and birds that you can see from the train. And yeah, it's the kind of wildlife you'd expect, but it is a good tome to have. And now, anytime you have questions about the wildlife, we will roll with advantage as though you have this information.
And it's got really good pictures, so that maybe I could study
pictures.
them. And...
Totally study those pictures.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. They're really it's a very helpful text for you. In terms of finding things that kind of relate to this, you're not really seeing much on this. Within this, all of these books none of them are very old. They, again, it's a lot of beach reads. It's probably a lot of things people brought with them and decided not to take home again, sort of leave a collective library. So yeah, unfortunately, you don't think these books are the answer.
But
One
this
more
is definitely the answer from me. Thanks for helping me find this, Robin. I've got some night reading to do now. These are really good pictures.
You said that the train was like they were things built on top of the old train, or like when it was redone?
When it was redone, obviously they needed more compartments. They needed different spaces. So this particular car is probably more original in terms of layout. As you saw, there were crew quarters, there was a dining room, a lounge, this area, that kind of thing. It is the car that you all are staying in that they would have broken up into more rooms. The original owners, the Corbin, Julian Corbin, would not have needed 6 staterooms, and so that's probably the room. They've refurbished it to look like what they think it would have back in the day, but it is not the original. Would not have been the original layout of the train.
Okay,
I was wrong.
Okay,
I thought you had to take out the letters from the words "the old story" from the prompt, and because the first thing I started to get was "if blah blah blah," and I was like, "I'm onto something." No, I'm not onto something. I am
man!
Would you like
though.
to take a look at anything else, or like a hint of
maybe
any kind?
the
Or
word the puzzle book.
puzzle book? Yeah, give me an investigation of the puzzle book.
12.
12. Okay. As you look through, there's one particular puzzle that Lady Al seemed to have been the most interested, the ones that she thought was really the most fun. And it's called a swaffurgy. So a swaffurgy word puzzle is actually broken up into 2 parts. It's a different word and a letter of the alphabet. So an idea would be, one of the clues is A plus male cow. And her answer is a male cow is a bull, able, A-B, able. So really, swaffurgies seem to be kind of one of her favorite kinds of puzzles. And so, I don't know, it just sort of interests you that this is something that Lady Al was really into.
Okay. I mean, the old story could be tale, it could be fable, it could be lore.
One more detail.
Old story. A memory is an
Or
old
you just
story.
remove the old story, and there you will find the love
The
inside.
old story.
Silas at this point, he just he's been like laying on the floor and looking at the ceiling to see if anything is revealed up on the ceiling.
Up the
That
ceiling
always
in his
happens.
old style there.
And then he finally just kind of gets up and he claps his hands and he's just looking around, and he sees that everybody is way more involved than he is, and he feels bad about this, and so he is actually going to just start going and just hand by hand. So he is more actively trying to investigate at this point because he's getting bored.
Yes. All right. Give me an investigation check for you then in that room.
Okay, that's very good. Let's see what I don't know what my bonus is with this, because he never does it. Oh, that is a 22.
22 investigation of this room.
He's messing me up.
Okay. Oh man, hold on.
Please be handcuffs. Please be.
I know.
Now I just really want them to be handcuffed just so that Silas is happy. Or Adam, or both. I don't know.
He thinks that he can manifest things with his mind. So.
Yeah.
Outside of the window, a little blue light flits by. Like a little fairy just flying past the window.
Like an actual fairy, or
like a little.
Silas is filling in the blanks here.
You are filling in the blanks.
Okay.
It is a little glowing ball of light. A second one flies out of the woods and joins it. They dance around together. You are right now the only person who has noticed this.
Wait. Do you all see this?
What are we looking at?
What?
Look.
Was it Neb who saw them the first time?
Yeah. Is this what you
And
saw?
Robin,
Neb?
you saw it.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming it looks like
Yes, it does. It looks exactly like what you saw before.
that's exactly what I saw that night. That outside.
Does it look like they're trying to tell us something?
I'll start waving at the lights.
That's the light.
Hi.
They don't seem to respond to you. They just seem to kind of dance together with one another.
Silas is going to, within about 5 feet here,
Yes.
outside of the window, though, he is going to mimic what they are doing in an illusory fashion.
Okay.
Trying to get their attention.
They
almost, if
absolutely kind of step back and begin to circle around each other. Maeve isn't even paying attention to what any of you are doing. Maeve is like
Okay.
dug in. As your lights begin to dance, Maeve, would you like to share?
Well, 18 is R, the letter R.
Okay.
So
no worries. You're getting there.
You're
so
on the
close.
right track.
You
I'm
actually-
gonna go full puzzle brain and
You actually
bless your
almost
full
kind of
puzzle
already
blade.
said it.
Thank you
guys,
so much
you're-
for that.
You're
Bless it.
really very close. At 2 minutes to the hour here, here's what we're gonna go with.
is it our tail?
So you do like tail feels really good to you, but you do feel like the clues would be included within the note, right? So you feel like probably you should remove tail from the note.
Oh,
in a Swaffergy kind of way.
the end.
And while they're doing that, I'm still waving.
I don't
at
want
them.
to alarm anyone, but I think I just invited some fairies to come say hello.
I mean, yeah.
As these lights are dancing, circling around each other outside of the window, and the rest of you are looking down at the notes, constantly caught between the two of them, you begin to read this note, the first line. It's the end of the trail, with one more
Trail,
detail.
trail, detail. Both have tail. T-A-I-L. T-A-I-L. I swear I can spell.
It occurs to you that detail is a Swaffergy. And if you were to remove tail,
you get D.
D.
You would be left
And
with
then
D.
R.
Glory and story.
Who's living in compartment D?
Is that me?
That's me.
Oh,
yeah.
Looking, wait.
I've got my
is
hand
Neb.
pressed up against the window, and I'm just
As
looking
you
at
hear
these,
them
and I'm like,
start going
room,
D,
room D, that's my
D.
room.
you turn and realize they're talking about your room. As these little fairy lights flit around the extra one that Silas has made, they come closer and up behind Neb's face as she stares at all of you, the realization that it is her room. You see that they are tiny, eensy beensy, shining snowflakes with little faces and little arms and little legs and with
that, we will end this chapter of Children of Erte.
What are you all looking at behind me?
Thank you all. Please remember that life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale, and we will see you next week. Good night, everybody.